Yo, brother.
What you saying? Mr.
Hey.
Superstar and them thing there.
Hey. None of that, bro. None of that.
You on?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. Same old. What's this? Is this Twitch or YouTube?
Twitch, bro. I think I actually pressed the live button by mistake. I think we're technically live now, you know.
Hey, we're live. You've gone.
I'm moving very mad. I can't lie.
Come on, let's just go, man. No intro, you know.
You know what it is? I was just talking to you, and I just obviously at the corner of my eye, I see it saying 1 minute 50. I'm like, bloody hell, bro! Like I'm having a mare today. Some of our defenders are switched on, cuz.
Come on, man. It's a good job, man. Weren't saying nothing inappropriate.
Yeah. It's a good thing we're saying a mad thing. I can't.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro.
Okay, let me spin the intro and we get into this, man.
Go on, let's do this.
There's always just that active when defenders, I think, it's like.
So yeah, people, as you already know, we was already live. It feels like a bit of an anti-climax. I'm here with Mr. Superstar, Mr. Football Content Awards. I can't even call him light skin Cameron Durant. I have to call him Aubameyang now, but hey, he's saying Mr. Ballon d'Or winner.
Have you seen Aubameyang's hairline? Don't compare me to that hairline, bro. You know what I mean? This is my real hair. No, listen, but listen, you know, I have to big you up, bro, because you know what? From day one, since we met, we've always connected. You've been supportive. You know what I mean? I always watch your content. I know you support as well, and you know what I mean? It's good that we're back, man. The partnership is back. You know what I'm saying? Bergkamp and Emery.
The subscribers been getting on to me like, where's Curtis? Like, listen, I've messaged him. We'll get it done. There's not more I can do beyond that. The reason I DM you so much is because they're on me so much. To be selfish, I show them the DMs. I'm like, listen, I'm waiting on him. Like, you see it there. Allow me in it. Go and put that pressure down to them, bro. But yeah, man. What was it saying? Obviously, because obviously I've been telling everyone about your award. What was it saying?
Yeah, so like, because obviously last year, I'll be honest, I was like a little bit like, nah, that's me done. I'm not doing this again, because I was just the way it turned out. I was like, what? Like, what are you? Yeah, like, what are you basing this on? I don't understand. So for me this year, I was just laid back with it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give them the link. If they click on it, they do. I hardly promoted it. And then obviously, like, to win it, it was a good feeling, to be honest. I'm one of them, man. I'm like, I ain't really too bothered about the awards. But then when you win it, you feel, you know what?
Like anything, yeah.
It's nice to get the acknowledgement when you feel like you've put the work in it. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them, innit? You just gotta hope it can act as a bit of a springboard and you can push the channel a bit further forward. Yeah, it's one of them. But you didn't really go for it this year, did you?
No, man, it's not a meeting, man. Like, it's not a me. That's why I was like, that's why I told all my people to vote for you. I was a bit like you. It's like, let me allow it in it. I don't really want to get into it because I personally feel, obviously, seeing you in it makes me go harder now because it's like, it's not a stitch up thing because you're not one of these industry plants. I thought it was people voting for their friends. So I'm like, allow it in it. But now that I've seen you do it, it's like, it lets me know that there's still a lot of stitch up, but things can happen, man. So I'm proud of you. I'm happy to see that it motivates the team and whatnot. What was the other thing you got, Finky? I see you got gold, and then I see you get silver for something else.
So the gold was best new content creator, and then the silver was best in video, which I was a bit surprised at that one because that's mainly like vloggers and them things there. So,
yeah, I was about to say, what's all that? Like best in video.
Yeah, like because I don't do no crazy graphics and I don't vlog at games or anything. So that one came a bit out of nowhere, but you take what you can get in it, you know, them ones.
Literally. When you're going back to games, girl, people are asking me, I was tempted to go today. Obviously, after the Palace game, I'm like, allow it, man. Like, allow it. There's no need.
Do you know what it is, bro? You know, like when we was in the pandemic, I was like, as soon as we can go, that's me. Season ticket. I'm going every week. I might even vlog the games and them things. When I'm watching these games, bro, doing the watch-alongs, I'm like, so like some of the tickets, I think the Tottenham game, the tickets were £84. So I'm like, £84, petrol money, parking, food, drink.
You see it.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit down in the yard. I'm going to do the content, stay warm. And then I'm watching this Arteta style football. I'm like, you know what? I'm in no rush to go. I think I might be going Man United away just because I like the away games and to see Ronaldo and that. But apart from that, I'm in no rush to go back, bro. I'm really not.
Say, man, it's like me. I almost feel, I don't know about you, but it's like I feel exactly how you feel. on one hand, I don't know what it is, but there's a feeling of guilt in that you're not there, you're not going there, you're not about, and I feel I need to do that. But then, like you, I mean, the watch-alongs and all these things. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Curtis is going to be doing a watch-along for Arsenal versus Aston Villa. So go subscribe to his YouTube channel. The link will be in the description and whatnot, man. But you mentioned Arteta. Boy, I've been waffling about Arteta, man. This is why I need someone else in it. Like, I'm not trying to pee you off, but where you at with Arteta? Before we cover these last 2 games, man, where you at with Mikel, man, on this journey that we've seen so far in these 8 games this season?
I mean, do you know what with me? I think you know, bro. I've always been kind of. I've never been a fan of Arteta. You know that, innit, bro? But do you know what? At the start of this season, I just thought, do you know what? Let me just try and
get behind him.
Just try and support him. Just think it's a new season. What's gone before doesn't necessarily affect what happens afterwards. You know, we spent 150 mil. He said he wanted these players. You can see he signed certain types of players. So I just kind of kept my mouth quiet and just said, I'm not going to start screaming Arteta out, this, that, the other. I've tried to be patient, and I'm at a stage I'm getting tired of it. I got to be honest, like, this is Arsenal Football Club. We call ourselves the Arsenal. We're a giant of English football.
Tell them.
The standards should be high. Now, I understand that we've kind of declined over the last few years, and you can't be saying, I demand the title. We're not at that stage right now. But we're not getting results, and we're not playing well. So what are we supposed to look at as Arsenal fans and go, I can believe in that. I can see we're at least on the road to something happening. If we were playing good football, but we weren't quite winning games and maybe we just got to tweak 1 or 2 things, I'd be like, cool, I can see what's happening. The players are buying into it. I see a team that is disjointed. I see an attack that is misfiring. I see a midfield that I have no idea how we spent more than anybody in the summer, yet our midfield still looks underprepared. Wow. You take Thomas Partey out of that midfield, that is a bottom 6, 7 midfield.
Even with him at this moment in time, I remember me and you used to talk about it all summer, and for me, I was very passionate, as you know, about the midfield. I said, what does it stand for? Listen, I'm not going to mention Granit Xhaka. I think the fact that we're saying Xhaka missing and us not winning kind of tells you where we are as a football club. But for me, we're not mad defensive in midfield. We don't have technical specialists. We're not on the front foot. And as you know, Edu and Arteta were midfielders. And as I said, that we're going to live or die by midfield. And you mentioned Thomas Partey. It's almost like he's come to this club and we're trying to make a man do everything. Like he's trying to play, make, score, defend. It's like there's never one job and then anything you do is a bonus. It's always like the lines are blurred. And Lokonga and Partey, I'm not going to lie, the last 2 games, it's looked shaky. So I still believe in them, but it's like, how are we working with them? It scares me what we're doing in midfield in particular, bro.
It's crazy, bruv. Like, I think most people said, look, if Arteta wants to play possession-based football, you've got to have a ball-playing centre midfielder. He never signed one. I have no idea why he didn't sign one. And then to keep Xhaka, you know, and give him a new contract and this, that, the other. Yeah, I just feel like he's left us short. And it's frustrating to see, man. You know, I think I look at the signings. You know, I look at the signings, bro. And again, we made them signings. I had strong opinions, but I held it down. I said, they're young players. They've got talent. Let me not be negative towards new players.
It's loud a minute.
I genuinely feel like when you spend 150 million, you should look at your team and say, we've improved significantly. That is a lot of money for Arsenal to spend. I look at this team and I think, okay, Ramsdale looks good. Tomiyasu looks decent. But I don't look at any of them signings and think, you have made us like, significantly
taking up us
better.
a tenfold. No.
Yeah, I don't feel like that. You know what I mean? And that's what worries me. You know, is Ben White £50 million better than William Saliba?
This is what I said to myself. No, bro, go on.
And this is the thing, like Lokonga. You know, again with Lokonga, I think Lokonga's got talent. I do think he will become a successful signing at Arsenal. But then you're going, well, Guendouzi's on loan, Torreira's on loan. Is Lokonga better than those players? Did we need to spend that money? Should we have spent more money on a better midfielder? I just don't understand the balance of this Arsenal team. You know, we gave Aubameyang a 3-year contract, knowing he's going into his 30s, knowing he's probably on the decline. You've got to understand how to get the best out of his game. People keep going, Aubameyang this, Aubameyang that.
Time running
Look at the way Leicester use Vardy. They know he's 30 plus. He needs a certain type
great example. Facts, and more facts with that one.
We don't do that. Aubameyang is an elite finisher. If you're an elite finisher, create chances galore. Keep him finishing. But we don't do that. He has 1 or 2 chances a game. He's
Scruffy
fighting
at
back,
that.
scruffy chances, you know. And then you look at the business model, which I know is a whole different thing, but I'm looking at it again going, self-sustaining model, yeah, our £50 million Lacazette is going to walk out of the club in the summer. Why did they not make the decision a year ago, 2 years ago, get 25 million, replace him? El Neni walks this summer, and Nketiah walks, Kolasinac walks. 40, 50 million maybe we could have got. We turned down 11 million for Nketiah.
And not to mention that we're still paying all of these guys' wages until they leave or whatever. And I swear they must be due a sort of loyalty bonus because they've saw out the duration of their contract or it stands to. That's what annoys me. It's like, why do you think, like, how do I make it make sense? Why do you? I want to ask you a first one. Why do you think we've chosen to not really revamp the midfield? Because obviously we're going for a young squad, like you said. Lokonga's still learning. Clearly, he's got a lot to learn. But we all know we're going to live or die by that midfield. Why do you think, like, why do you think we've not improved that midfield? Because again, I have to assume because a midfielder didn't come in that we said to ourselves, if anything happens, whether it's injuries, suspensions, whatever, worst comes to worst, these men can hold it down until January. Like, is that naivety for you? Is it borderline stupidity? Why do you think they've done that? Is it a case of the right players weren't available in the market? Could we afford to have that as an excuse of the way we are? Personally, I think no, but yeah, man.
No, I don't think there was no excuse, bro. For some reason, I feel like Arsenal's midfield business was based around Xhaka, which I don't understand. It was almost like if we get the price we want for Xhaka, we'll sell him and then we'll go and buy a midfielder. But because we didn't get that price from Roma, Mourinho was probably trolling us anyway. And then, you know what I mean? We end up keeping it and then we reward him with a new contract. And
protecting resale value, Roski, market value and whatever.
I mean, the guy had a pretty good Euros, to be fair. He's 28, and we couldn't get 20 million euros for him. Not even pounds, you know, euros. So you're giving him a new
conversion rate in that.
Bro, I'm telling you, we couldn't get 20 million euros. So next year, he's on more wages. He's older. Granit Xhaka, I bet money on it. Xhaka won't leave till that contract finishes.
Oh, why would you, bro? You don't want to leave till that's finished. The club bet on you all this time, and that's where I've got no sympathy for Arteta because I've got past the point of, yeah, the players might frustrate me and things, but it's like they're not picking themselves. They're not making their own tactics. I feel, yeah, we probably missed Xhaka in our last 2 games, but there's also been games we've struggled with him. And as I said at the start, anytime you're in that territory where even Lacazette, you're saying you miss these guys, this is kind of where Arsenal are at. And now we're in a borderline where you look at our pivots, none of them are really good enough. They all have mistakes at their own. Speaking of midfielders or just summer signings, I wanted to quiz you on them because it's only been 8 games, but I feel, you know, let's start with Tomiyasu because it started strong. I wouldn't say he's not impressed, but he's had 1-2 shaky moments. He's looking a bit human. Where are you at with Tomiyasu? Because I feel, boy, Palace game, first real one. I'm like, boy, you there's some limitations in your game now.
Yeah. And you know what? Obviously, you're a fullback, so your understanding of it will be even better. You know what I mean? But and you know what? I kind of think he got away with it because imagine Zaha was playing. You know what I mean? It might have been even worse. I think with Tomiyasu, I think he's a decent defender. I'll only go as far as decent. I think people overhyped him a little bit the first few games.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. You know, like we've had Bellerin, haven't we, for a few years? People are so frustrated with him. You saw Tomiyasu, it was like, yo, he's winning headers. He's winning tackles. He's amazing because we've had such we've had such low standards with Bellerin. It's like, yeah, this guy's sick, but you know, Cucurella at Brighton gave him a tough time. Edouard gave him problems the other day. He's not even a natural winger. What I will say with Tomiyasu, like I said, defensively, I think he looks quite solid. What I don't like about him is I think fullbacks nowadays have to attack. I think you've got to overlap your winger. That makes life easier for Pepe, and he doesn't go forward.
He's not on it.
He doesn't go forward, and that makes us lopsided because then Tierney's bombing up that side. Tomiyasu's staying back. Everyone knows you play Arsenal, they're going to attack down the left. And I think that makes you predictable. You know, you look at Liverpool,
both of them, innit?
Goes, Robertson goes. It's a nightmare both sides. We're Arsenal. So I'm not sure. And then I question the fact if he was the clear plan the whole summer, why was he bought on the last day of the window? Was that a panic buy? You know, so what I will say, I think he is an improvement on Bellerin. I think he possibly would even work better in a back three with 3 centre backs. Yeah, as a right-sided centre-back. But as a right-back, I think he's decent. I don't think he's elite. I don't put him up there with your Walkers, your James, your Trents. But he is an improvement on Bellerin. That, you know, I'll finish it like that.
Yeah, man. That's for me. I think the minimum is, steady Eddie. If you can just be consistent, then I got nothing to say. But I agree
Yeah,
with you. No matter how good you're going to be defensively, and you need to be able to defend first, you need to be able to
yeah,
attack. And you said it great. We are quite lopsided. I personally don't think it's sustainable to have this narrow guy on the right, bombing down the left. This isn't La Liga. This ain't the French league. You need to have competent options everywhere. But I still believe in him. The one
yeah,
thing that annoys me about Arsenal is kind of like, what you can see it, like you said, he's going to be flirted between centre half, he's going to have right back, and for me it's like now you can see that's a man with potential, but you can evidently see at 22 years of age the limitations. Now I don't think he's going to be too good going forward, but is he going to improve? And I don't know
yeah.
if that's sustainable. Where are you at with Lokonga? Because I actually feel Lokonga is probably the guy I was most excited about, and still to a degree am. Still needs to learn a lot, like midfield as well as up front. You need to look over your shoulders. I think he struggles at that a lot. I think off the bench against Palace, clearly not a good game. Brighton, him and Partey kind of struggled and were overran. I think a bit of it was due to tactics. Where are you at with Lokonga?
Do you know what? I like Lokonga as a signing. I think he's got a lot of potential. He's in that Belgium squad. We know now that's kind of their golden generation. So if you're in that squad, you're doing something right.
True.
What I will say is, in the Brighton game, Arteta was obviously getting him to play like that Xhaka role where tuck into that left-sided position if you
Not
haven't got
built
the
for that.
ball. He didn't look comfortable with that. He's probably never really played in that position. So I think a lot of it will depend on the tactics that you use him with. I think in the Palace game, you could see that he's probably come from a league where I can have a touch, I can have a look, I can play the pass. This
I
is
got
the
10
Prem.
years in it.
Yeah, this is the Prem. You don't get that against any team in the league. As soon as you have that first touch, bang, a man's tackling you. So I think he's going to take a little bit of time to get used to the Premier League. But the problem we've got now, because Xhaka's out for 3 months, he may have to play more than you would have necessarily played him.
Got to
So
learn on the job,
what I
innit?
will say, yeah, he's got to learn quick. So, but listen, I think he's got potential. I just hope that in playing him so much, he doesn't keep making mistakes, because the fans they'll turn on play. So you know what I mean. We're impatient, man. We've been
Man
through a
back
lot.
Xhaka over Vieira, bro. So Lokonga needs to know the territory he's in, fam.
Yeah. Listen, I think he's got potential. I think he'll become a good player. It may take him a little bit of time.
Controversial one, Martin Odegaard, because I like him a lot, but last 2 games, I feel it's become clear that while you need Odegaard and Smith Rowe in the team at times, and they give us the stuff, I think with that, Arteta kind of overcompensates to the point where he's scared to go without either. And as you've probably seen, there's games where maybe in these last 2 games, we could have went with a back 3, we could have went with 1-10 and more of a natural option. And, me and you, I remember a few months ago, we were sat there, we're like, Odegaard and Partey, they look good together and in this and that. Now it's looking like the Xhaka partnership for me, because that was a hit. Now it's a miss. Where are you at with Martin Odegaard?
See, Odegaard for me was one of the signings in the summer that I don't know why. I wasn't excited about that signing.
Because he was here already, man.
Probably because he was here already. But do you know what it is? He's, and I don't mean to sound harsh on him, I just feel like sometimes he's too nice. I look at Martin Odegaard, I think you can get into him and stop him playing. If Odegaard played for Man City, I think he looked like a great player. They get the ball to you quick. You're on the half turn, in the pockets. Wingers are moving all over the place. He looked like a dream.
Creative man team,
In this Arsenal team, we have no midfielder that's going to get the ball to him quickly. Our wingers are not thriving. They don't make runs in behind. They're playing deep.
Don't know how to move.
Yeah, they never know how to. So to me, when our back's against the wall, I don't think you want Odegaard in the team, which has happened against Brighton, has happened against Palace. Both games he's took him off. He tried to play him centre mid in some sort of like Santi Cazorla. Can I move and attack in midfielder?
10 and 8 hybrid thing. It didn't bang in it. Yeah.
Didn't work. For me, again, my question mark of Odegaard has always been Arsenal need an attacking mid that can score goals. You've got to take pressure off Aubameyang. You can't just rely on your striker to score. Has Odegaard got 10 goals in him this season? I don't think he has. I hope he has, but I don't think he has.
He's an influence, man. Not really goals and assists for me.
Yeah, so while we're not playing good football, I look at him sometimes and I think he looks like a passenger. Do you know what I mean? And it's not all his fault. I don't want to put the blame on him completely, because you saw in the Tottenham game, when we started playing, it looks good. It looks like it can work. But with these low blocks and they're pressing our midfield,
he's irrelevant.
Struggling.
Side to
He's
side.
struggling. I would actually take him out of the team for tonight's game.
Swear. We were going to get onto that, but I agree with you. For me, I'd probably go Smith Rowe. Let me ask you about a guy as well, who is not a new signing. We'll get onto Ramsdale and Ben White, but I want to talk to you about Pepe because, me and you feel the same way with Pepe. There's clearly ability. He's mad frustrating. He's never going to quite be our talisman. But I can't lie. I think he's bordered onto that. I don't want to say scapegoating because he lost the ball bare in that game, but it feels like it's nothing my man can do right now. He's becoming a public enemy number one. Like for me, again, sentiment and actual things are two different things. But when you listen to some Arsenal fans, you would think he was the worst player against Crystal Palace, despite obviously being involved in the 2 goals. Not that I don't do this, but they were worse thing. We all win and lose together. Yeah. But it's like what Odegaard, Tomiyasu, Partey, Lokonga. But then, man, there's a couple man that were poorer than him. I think Aubameyang's the only guy out of who started and Laka off the bench that played well. It's like Pepe is catching a lot of heat. Even Smith Rowe, I argue Smith Rowe probably should have had 2 assists for Pepe. He should have just slipped him in. Where you at with Pepe? I don't agree with him being on the right in that game, though. I think Xhaka should have stayed there. Pepe, go do your thing on the left, man. Where you at with Pepe?
Yeah, listen, first of all, I agree. I think some people are scapegoating him a little bit because as much as he wasn't great in that game, his shot leads to the first goal, his cross leads to the second. The one thing that Pepe has always done pretty well at Arsenal is have goal output. Last season, I think he got 16 in all comps.
Something like that. Saved our season second half of the year with Laka, innit?
Yeah, exactly. So considering the guy is not fully playing and thriving and not always in the team, and some people say he's better on the left than the right, 16 goal output was not bad last season. I think why he's starting to catch heat now is because he's in his 3rd season. I think first year, a lot changed. Second year, it was calamity. The club was all over the place. I think now the fans are back. 3 years, everyone's going, well, why did we pay £72 million for you? And you're expecting more from him. I think he's a talented player. I wouldn't give up on him yet. I think we have to, give him until the end of this season and then make a decision. I just think play him in a certain position. Is he better on the right or the left? I kind of feel like Saka's better on the right. So put Pepe on the left. Allow him to build a partnership with Tierney and see how he does on that side. But he's constantly moved. He plays on the right, then he takes him off, then he's on the left. He needs a consistent run, but I do think Pepe has to step his game up. I can't lie because I'm seeing wingers, Damari Gray, 1.5 million.
Charles, he's making me. I said he was going to be him and Townsend are going to be flops of the season, bro. They took that personally. I can't lie.
They took it personally,
bro.
And I'm seeing fullback. Like you're a fullback yourself. You hate that winger that's just running at you, that's tricky, that's constantly.
You're not on it, fam. You
don't want that.
You can't even play your game because he's going to burn you.
Yeah, I look at Pepe and I think, bro, if I'm a fullback, he ain't scaring me because he don't run up man half the time. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. I just want to see more aggression, more belief in his game. I think he's 26 now. He's not a puppy, not a puppy in the game, bro. He needs to be showing it now. So what I would say, I understand that the fans are frustrating with him, but I just think we need to try and you can't always say he's not good enough, just get rid of him. Sometimes you've actually got to try and get the best out of him. And
Do you think it's anything to do with the gaffer?
Yeah, I don't listen, I'm no like body language expert, but I don't think Pepe and Arteta really vibe like that. I don't see it. I've never really seen no moment.
I think so as well. You're right still. I agree.
I think he just plays and collects the wage, man. I don't think he really loves Arteta like that.
That's it for me. It's like, where are you at with him? Because for me, I agree with everything you said is facts. It's like, you're never going to justify the price tag. I think Arsenal need to look into an inquest. It's like, the only one I can see really justifying their price tag is probably a Ramsdale. Lacazette ain't done it. Thingy Pepe's not going to do it. Ben White, I don't know if you're going to give up to that 50. Gabriel, yeah, obviously, them little ones there, but they're not really significant ones at the time. So I feel there's something with our recruitment. I do feel Pepe's been hard done by, and I'll be fair to Arteta. He started the season. Like, he did start the season. He didn't do the business. Where do you see him? Do you ever I don't want to say Mo Salah, but do you ever be able to look at him and he's our talisman in the same way you look at a Salah and all of these other guys at clubs, or it just at best is it a rotation sort of option for you in the squad with Pepe?
Do you know what? Like the talent's probably there, but I don't see that hunger, that drive, that aggression.
Passive,
When you watch Salah, when you watch Mane, Sterling, they are trying to rip the fullback apart. Zaha, we said it at the time. Zaha was probably the one we should have gone for. I think with Pepe, is he hungry enough? Does he look at that Arsenal team and think, I am going to be the best player in this team? Because that's what he should be thinking. We haven't got many superstars in this Arsenal team.
Haven't got any, bro.
Yeah.
In kind, fam. They're no superstars. Apart from my guy Xhaka. That's about it. Like, I'll give him the biased.
Yeah, so for Pepe, he should be saying, I'm going to be the star player of this club. And I don't know. The one thing I would say is, how would he respond with a different manager? That's the only thing. But he may not have that situation if Arteta doesn't go. So it'll be interesting to see how the season finishes. But maybe we've got to move him to the left, because I do think Saka's better than him on the right because he can use both feet.
I'm with you on that. I feel Pepe is a bit predictable. It's like you said, I think early on in games, I think you can see a pattern. He'll try to take his fullback on, and then he just doesn't stop. He doesn't continue it. And then obviously you've got Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu, that's what you said is making me think more about Arteta, and does Arteta know his players? Because you've made me see a picture in my head. Obviously, Tomiyasu is going to be very narrow. Pepe needs movement. He needs a midfielder. Yeah. He needs something else. So it's almost like, not that you're setting up Pepe to fail, but it's like, what are you trying to get out of Pepe? You're not going to get that higher performance sort of guy. So it's like, what do I ask of him? What have you made of Arteta in these last few games? Because obviously it's been a while since we've spoken, man. I actually haven't asked you about, the Brighton games, the Palace games. Where are you at with those games and the performances and whatnot? Because for me, I think we're lucky to get draws, and I think that luck's going to run out. I thought it was going to run out against Palace, bro. Somehow we twang something.
Yeah. No, listen, man. After that Tottenham game, you're thinking, we can go and roll them teams over. But when they took the emotion out of it, which you play Tottenham, there's a lot of emotion involved. We got bopped against Brighton. Let's be honest, man. They played us off the pitch like
we had a life, bro.
If Mope had his shooting boots on, that could have been embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? And then the Palace game. Do you know what? The Palace game was worse for me because
you reckon?
You're
right. You're right. It
was worse. I looked at Brighton. I thought, I think Brighton at the time, I think they played Palace on the Monday before they played us, and I think they could have gone top of the league if they'd have won that game.
Yeah.
So at least with Brighton, I think we're away from home. They're in great form. They're playing the ball about well. Do you know what I mean? With Palace, I don't know about you. I turn up for the watch along. I check the team. I'm like, what? Zaha's not even on the bench. He's injured. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking 3 points. This is 2-0.
We should raise it even higher now. Try and do this thing now. Yeah.
They got no Eze, no Zaha. Their best two attacking players. Benteke hasn't scored for 7 games.
Brighton, no Webster Bissouma.
Yeah, exactly. And then Jordan Ayew and Edouard are natural strikers playing on the wing. And yet their front three is looking madness. Benteke is looking like Drogba. I just could not believe. And then you watch that first 15 minutes, we're 1-0 up, we're vibrant. I'm thinking, we're smoking these, man, tonight. And then it was like the Euros final. Like, we're 1-0 up, let's just sit back, let them have the ball, and let them grow into the game.
You can't do that, man.
And the thing is, Arteta in the press conference is saying it in a way like, I don't understand why the players did that. But I'm thinking, surely at half-time, you should have drilled that message into them. Like, why are we sitting back? We were winning at half-time, and we come out second half, and it got worse. They scored again, and then, we're lucky at the end. We had to just pump it long in the end. We're just whipping crosses in. And we got the equaliser, and then they're celebrating like they've won the league. I understand Lacazette, because you come off the bench, score the equaliser. Sometimes you do act on emotion.
Not playing either as well, bare frustration.
I'm seeing Ramsdale run from his penalty area. Even the steward is trying to push them, man, say, go and get the ball, bruv. The steward's not happy, bruv. Our players are running around celebrating. I'm like, yo, come on, man.
Expectations on the floor, innit?
Yeah, expectations are finished, you know what I mean? Imagine if we won the game. We'd be crying on the pitch, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
This is the thing for me, bro. It's like you kind of touched on it. It's like, I think, I'm not going to lie, I'm a big Vieira fan, but I think people are overrating Palace because I don't think there's a big enough case study for the conclusions being drawn. But like you said, evening fixture, inform side, we was poor. I don't know about you. In fact, you probably feel the same way. It's the manner for me. It's like, all right, cool. Palace, all their plaudits, whatever, do whatever. But it's almost like we're either not playing well for 90 minutes. As you said, we start well for the first 15. It might not be the case for the rest. We're just capitulating. And you said something about Arteta. For me, it's that game, I blame the players' individual mistakes because Arteta never told them to do that. But it's like, I'm seeing this too many times. When I'm seeing the lack of playing well over 90 minutes, that's all a reflection of the manager because you've been here for 22 months. There's not this hunger to learn from their mistakes. There's not this hunger to kill games. The only time I saw that was against Spurs because I feel against Spurs, if we didn't get 3 goals, we probably shank that and lose that. And it scares me the territory we're going in because we're a bit like United in that we're winning, drawing and losing in the exact same way, bro. It's just a different script, same game. I know you do watch-alongs as well and I watch those on the replay. So it's like, we're just saying the same things in these watch-alongs again and again. It's just different players, really and truly. It's like, do you think there's a mentality problem among the players themselves? Because, again, I know some games you see Lacazette and these players, they come off the bench. You need that. But why is it with just Lacazette, really? Aubameyang, to be fair, but two out of 11 players. What is there something the players need to do to prepare themselves for games as well?
It's hard, isn't it? Because, he signed a lot of young players and that seems to be like the excuse now that's being fed out. Well, the young players, they're going to take time. But you chose to sign all these young players and you knew there weren't a lot of leaders in the dressing room. So whilst I am a fan of signing young players because you hope they're going to give you longevity at the club, I think you do need a couple of winners, a couple of experienced players to bring all that together.
That are ready right now,
Yeah, we've got experienced players, but the ones that we've got, they're not real leaders. I don't look at Partey as a leader, you know what I mean? So I just think I don't quite understand why that recruitment was done in the summer because I think it was clear that we needed leadership. And I think it's difficult when you have a lot of young players learning on the job. When they get into difficult situations, how are they going to deal with it? Are they used to dealing with it? Are they used to dealing with that pressure? And, we know from the top of the club, there's a lot of inexperience. So you need to see somewhere, well, at least we've got that leader on the pitch. At least we got this. So listen, sometimes the players do have to take it on board themselves. And we can't blame the manager for every game and say, because like you said, Partey and Lokonga got caught in that game. I think a lot of people were questioning why Lokonga came on for Saka rather than Martinelli coming on for Saka and just continuing playing the same way. But listen, I always say now, he's bought nearly all of this team. And the ones who he hasn't bought, a lot of them he's given new contracts to. So this is Arteta's team.
This is his team without a doubt.
And my biggest question the whole time with Mikel Arteta is, how come after nearly 2 years, there is not a clear and obvious style that is working? I think we understand what he's trying to do, but it's not working. So how come after nearly 2 years, you haven't got a style, you haven't signed players that fit into the system that you want? Because I sometimes look at our team, especially when we attack, and we look disjointed.
Wait, bro, you as a striker must feel so hurt seeing our attack. We don't look like we want to score goals, so you can't. How do you want to win games, fam?
Bruv, listen, I know you do the we do the Champions League watch-alongs. I enjoyed those 2 Champions League games more
every game, fam.
Apart from probably Tottenham. I'm like, this is proper football. You know what I mean? I'm watching Liverpool 3-2. I'm watching Man United 3-2. I'm like, look at this Champions League. Look how they attack at speed. When we
Friday,
the man, he's got one guy to pass to, probably, if at best. No one's supporting him. The right back.
No one says man on, bro. Like,
you know what I mean? Lokonga's getting the ball. Everyone just, what's he going to? Oh, he's lost it. Oh, let's try and get back. You got Ben White backing off Edward. I'm like, what?
Fam, that jarred me, That jarred me. On that, man, let me ask you about Ben White and Partey because Ben White, I'm not going to lie. I agree with what you said, and you've articulated better than me. It's like, for me, not to make it directly against Saliba, because I think Saliba's got a lot to learn. But I looked at the fee that was shelled out for Ben White, and away from what I believe about him. I don't think you're a competent defender, or your attitudes towards defending warrants 50 million. I think you're quite naive. I think you're very much the modern day centre half. You can play football, you got the touch, you look the part, but everything else, you're very naive. So it made me think, all right, cool. If is it like Ramsdale? Is it going to be a Ramsdale thing where in hindsight, all right, cool, you lot saw something we didn't, Ramsdale's working? I don't quite think that with Ben White. It makes me think, all right, two things. Are you deluded to think 50 million on Ben White was money well spent? Or B, how behind are the other centre halves then? Because Ben White looks like a duck out of water at times. He looks like he needs his hands held. Like you saw with, I think you see both them goals. Gabriel and Ben White could do better, although it's their fault. Where are you at with Ben White? And we've indirectly spoken about him, but Partey, man, because as much as I feel he needs a new partner and the midfield ain't this and that, I'm not going to lie, man. The jury's out on Partey a lot. And I'm not going to lie, that was his worst game off his own back against Crystal Palace. Like, for me, he seems to do this thing. And someone said it to me, and I started to believe it now. It's like he's overcompensating or probably trying too hard. Like the shooting, I don't know about you, but just allow me with the shooting part. It's like he's trying too much, bro.
The Partey thing, like, it was funny at first. Like, Partey can't shoot. But then in the end, you're like, bro, stop shooting.
Allow it, bro. You're killing me, man.
Shoot, so don't shoot. Play a through ball, give it to someone else. Like,
you get it. Like,
the Partey thing's mad because I watched Partey a lot before we signed him, and I always thought this guy is a beast. I don't understand it if we're using him the wrong way. If it's the lack of, like, is he trying to be the ball playing midfielder when he's not a ball playing midfielder? Do you know what I mean? I think he needs to go about his business, but because we don't have that midfielder next to him, he can't do that. It's almost like he's babysitting whoever's next to him. And I just don't think he's built for that. In terms of Ben White, I mean, again, like, I don't want to be too harsh on him because he's just signed and I want to support these players, but I just don't see a £50 million centre-back at the moment.
That's it for me. Like, not even on a harsh thing.
Not on a hot, and like you said, when we talk about Tomiyasu, for me, defenders, the first thing I look at is how good are you as a defender. I don't care about on the ball and that. That is important in the modern game, and I'm not dismissing that. But I want to know how good you are defensively. And for me, again, I look at Ben White and I think, if I'm Harry Kane, if I'm Lukaku, if I'm Ronaldo, I'm looking at Ben White and thinking, I can do you in. I can get
lunch meat.
I can get work out of you. I don't think you're up for the fight to that. You're going to have a go, but I can deal with you. I'm still not sure why they paid 50 million for him. Honestly, I understand why Brighton asked for 50 million because he's 23. He's in the England squad. But why did we pay?
Brighton, they finessed us, bro.
They finessed us so much. Yeah, I did a show with a guy who deals with Brighton. Yeah, he goes, they didn't even replace him. They didn't even get the 50 million and spend it because they didn't even feel like he left a gap. They just, Lewis Dunk, Webster, and I think Duffy, they just kept it moving.
Yeah. Probably some academy done come through and plug a gap. It's done.
Bro, they're building a training ground. They sold the man and built a training ground. I swear. This is what the man said to me. He said, Brighton are building a new training ground off the Ben White.
They need to name it after Ben White then after that one, bro. It sounds like he's being a martyr then. Like,
yo, I'm at the Ben White Arena, man. Them man built a training ground. Like, they didn't even need to go into the market and replace it.
Benjamin White better yet.
Oh, yeah, Benjamin.
Mr. I don't watch football.
Mr. I don't watch football. The guy said to me, he goes, you know what? He goes, they was always scared about losing Lewis Dunk. They said Lewis Dunk's the best defender. He's the captain. He's the leader. They said Ben White, 50 mil. That is an incredible deal for them.
Believe it.
Unbelievable. And, you know, because I look at Gabriel, I like Gabriel, you know, even though I do think he was at fault for that first goal as well, because it was so obvious Benteke was cutting on his right. How's he just stepping you like that? So
yeah, can't be doing that, innit?
Nah, his body shape was wrong. But I look at Gabriel, I think you're a beast. I can see a lot of potential in it. But I kind of feel like I would have liked to have seen maybe a more experienced centre-back.
You know 26 plus, mid-range, been through the block. Everything Marie's not for me, plus probably being right-footed.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, I think a whole back four is under 25, you know,
that's
all of
the
them.
thing. And you see it. You see it a lot, man. Like, and I think it's seen in it's reflected in, for me, as mad as it is, I think Ramsdale is probably, well, I wouldn't make him captain, but he's probably one I'd get, just as a fan, he's probably a candidate for captaincy. He's probably one of the biggest voices in the change rooms. One thing I like about Ramsdale, he just seems like someone that has a Scooby-Doo of what's going on. Like, we're doing dumb shit against Crystal Palace, and he looks like he's telling Tomiyasu, stop messing about, fix up sort of thing. And it's like, that scares me because there's stuff you need to improve. There's obviously things as a naive player you don't know, and then you've got a manager who probably doesn't even know that you need to know things. So it's like I'm stuck with Arteta. I don't know if it's you've got the best tactics in the world, you're actually saying the things we want and the players can't understand. I don't know if it's a communication thing. I don't know if you're overcomplicating things. But what I do know is since you've come in, you've improved us defensively, not to the standard. You've improved us, but there's still a handbrake in the final third, and I don't really see anybody improving. And speaking of the final third, Tierney normally, although he's a fullback, he normally offers us something. You know, I can't be harsh to Partey and not mention Tierney. Now, you know me, I'm Tierney FC, he's still my guy, but it's concerning, bro. Has the juice run out? Because I think we see this a lot of times. Look, he weren't poor against Palace, but it's looking a bit dodgy, Tierney, right now, man. He's looking championship standard. I won't even cap, man. He's looking booky right now, man.
He is. Do you know what it is, bro? Sometimes I think, and I hope this doesn't come across as disrespectful, like when you sign a defender from Scotland, especially who plays for Celtic, right? Outside of Rangers, let's keep it 100. How many, real tough games is he having? How many top wingers are you judging him against? Now, the Prem is unforgiving for a fullback. You could play there's a lot of good wingers in the Prem.
Do you know what I mean? A lot of hitmen out there, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? And I've seen him get, I wouldn't say he's been really bad, but it just seems easy to play against him. Like, even Jordan Ayew the other day just knocked it past him. I was like, yo, you're just getting skipped kind of easy here, bro. So,
what's going on, Tierney, man?
Yeah, what's going on? And listen, I think it doesn't help when you rotate the wingers a lot as well, because you need partnerships. You know, he probably thinks, well, 1 week I got Smith Rowe on the left, the next week I got Saka. I might have Pepe the week after. Like,
Aubameyang still loading there as well.
Yeah, Aubameyang gets the odd game there, so that doesn't help Tierney. But how good is Kieran Tierney? Did we truly know before we signed Tierney how good he was? All we knew was this guy does bits in Scotland, but there's a lot of men who do bits in Scotland who come to the Prem who do nothing.
Rub that the whole Scottish League.
No, listen, I'm not, because
I know you're not.
No, but listen, we've seen it. I remember Samaras. Samaras went to Scotland.
Yeah.
Golden boots. Man. Do you know what I mean? Scott Sinclair was looking like CR7 in Scotland, bro. You know what I'm saying? He came back to England. He was in the Championship. So we do have to, you know what I'm saying? I seen that Aberdeen had a striker. He signed for Salford City, Gary Neville's team. You know what I mean? In like League One or something. And I see they're paying like double the wages he was getting at Aberdeen. And they're the third biggest team in Scotland. So how good is Kieran Tierney? Do we really know? And you know what? I think he's getting close to the point where you might have to give Nuno Tavares a chance.
I think it's that time already, cuz it's that, like, obviously, I'm not gonna lie. I think just looking at Tavares, I think he's one of their madman fullbacks. Like, he's on going forward, he's just a madman. He's defensively shaky, but like you said, it's like Tierney, if this is anyone else, we're saying, yo, what's going on? I think you're in that territory already, bro. Honestly, I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know if it's something to do with a Euros hangover. I don't know if there's injuries. I don't know what it is. I'll back him to come good, but it is major concerning for me because, again, you don't have any backup options. What would you make of our midfield going into January? Because obviously, you know, we probably need to bring in a midfielder. You've got El Nene going. You know, we're one Partey injury from a madness happening. Xhaka is still recovering. I don't know if Ainsley Maitland-Niles wants to keep it moving in Jan. Do you think it's imperative that a midfielder has to arrive in Jan, or like do you see this club signing one as well?
Listen, they need to buy one. They have. Our midfield's not good enough anyway. But let's be honest. You know, AFCON in January. That's Partey and El Nene out the door for potentially 4 weeks. They both play. They both play for countries that have got a chance of going far in that tournament as well. So. And obviously, Xhaka only just comes back from injury. So you're potentially looking at Lokonga and Ainsley as our only fit and available midfielders. I think we play Tottenham in January as well.
And City, bro. Don't forget. I swear that's the first game of the year.
Come on. They've got to sign a midfield. They need to get a deal done now so that it gets announced like early January. But knowing Edu and them, man, they'll potter about for January. We'll lose games and they might panic buy or they might just
return, man. Dennis Suarez settings, them sort of man.
Them sort of side. Or listen, he might be giving us the warning with this Odegaard thing that, look, man, Odegaard might play centre mid while them man are away. So that's
my biggest fear, man.
Do you know what my worry is, bro? Because we spent 150 in the summer,
Oh,
Is there any money there for January? You know what I mean?
We've got
That's
to
the
sell
problem.
before we can buy and that.
And who are we
But
going to sell
saying
in
that,
January?
surely there's got to, because I don't know. It might be like in FIFA or Football Manager where you bid for guys you know you're not going to get, but they did bid for Locatelli. So surely
Yeah.
there's some P's there. Like surely, but that's the thing. Is it feasible, or do you have to go and get one like a similar guy to Lokonga? Because as you know, in January, everybody knows you're desperate. No one really wants to let key players go. You're running against time anyways. It's a bit peak. So it's like, do we go for a Lokonga sort of profile, or do we do, you know, that Aouar, that Gimares, that Kakare, that all the names that me and you waffle about on YouTube every day with the hope that they'll arrive? Basuma, provided he gets over them, you know, them bookie things he's got in the background of his thing as well. Like, it's mad.
Listen, I'm with you. Like Aouar, Gimares, someone like that, I want to see come in. But if we didn't get them at the start of the season, they're even more difficult to get in January. So, you know, I remember on the deadline day, I seen Renato Sanchez was going Wolves until they couldn't do the wages. I'm thinking, even someone like that on loan, like, makes sense for Arsenal. But, you know, Arsenal, they're not the most sensible in the transfer market. But I think it's imperative. I think we need a midfielder more than any other position when it comes to January. So, but will they buy anyone, man? Is there any money there? Will they just say, you know, you can get someone on loan, and then the loan market's not going to be great? So, I don't know. It's a tough one.
It's like, what's that thing you used to always say it on your live streams? You're something about, if it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it, or something along them lines there. Yeah. That's what I'm with, because again, like you said, it's all fun and games talking about the inexperience on the field, but it's off it. It's like, I always feel, you know, your players can be struggling, but the tools you give them can improve them. Like we spoke about it with Pepe, we spoke about it with Lokonga. Potentially, we know Gabriel and Ben White might be a good centre-half partnership, but could there be a more experienced man? And then again, I look at it, even though I don't rate Xhaka, if you sign another midfielder, could you get the best out of him? Partey, could you get the best out of them? What could a better midfielder give your team? Because you said it, the way Arteta speaks in the press conferences, it feels like a guy as frustrated in certain aspects as us, but it's like, I'm no UEFA manager and whatnot qualified, but we can see things. Many Arsenal fans can see things apart from him, and that's what scares me. It's like when we talk about people that are challenging for the league or top four, people will look at Oli as opposed to, I don't know, the Klopps, etc., and say he's a problem. When I look at Arsenal's situation, we've got a problem, but we've also got a manager who there's things he doesn't know, and there's individuals that it doesn't appear he's being told. Do you think Saliba would fit into this current Arsenal team? Because I've had this question up for time still. Big up Slick.
I mean, why not? Why wouldn't he? You know, I look at it as why wouldn't he? I suppose the only thing that I wouldn't like about it is I don't think our midfield protects the back four that well. You know what I mean? So I think at times we expose the defense to the attack.
As much protection as a ripped condom, mate. Like,
yeah,
fucking tight.
you know that one's there.
Fucking tight.
They don't protect, man. So there'll be a time.
Oh man.
Saliba and them, man, they will just be, you know, carnage. So I think he could fit in the team, but you definitely got to put a stronger midfield in front of him. But you know, when you look at him for Marseille and the way he's performing, you think to yourself, would we have been better off keeping him and spending that 50 million on a midfielder instead? But you know, it's all ifs and buts in it. I just hope he comes back next season, because my worry is he's probably at Marseille right now thinking, yo, I'm enjoying this Europa League. He's with Guendouzi, he's under 21 captain.
Sao Paulo gassing me.
Do you know what I mean? That they're a big club, Marseille, big passionate fan base. He might tell Arteta in the summer, you know what, I wouldn't mind just staying here on a permanent, man. 2 years
That's my fear, bro.
And I think Arteta would, I feel like he'd let him go if the circumstances were right.
I think Arsenal would, man. They're going to say, do you know what? Give us our 30 million euros back, sell-on clause. We're cushy. I think we've already made a mistake with Guendouzi, whether he's staying or going.
Massive mistake.
Is that, bro? He's already become a 20 million pound player now, flirting with the French national team. You know, I wouldn't say he's pulling up trees at Marseille, but he's standing out. And like you said at the start, if we're meant to be self-financing, self-sustaining, it's about what we do with players that are not here and about how we develop them elsewhere. And it's like next summer, we need midfielders. Obviously, I don't know how Bellerin's loan spell is happening. I've seen him on the bench and making mistakes for Betis, so he's picking up where he left off. How are you going to shift any of these players on? It's not making sense, man. Where you at with a certain player that's already at the football club? You know, he didn't do amazing off the the bench against Palace, but I felt like Lacazette, he added something in Martinelli. Where you at with Martinelli? I know Arteta screams and shouts about he's injured. There's time. There's this. There's that. Is it come time for him to get more chances? Because arguably, you know, Saka, Smith Rowe, Pepe, to a degree, Aubameyang, no one's really nailed down an attacking place, if I'm honest with you, in my opinion.
Yeah. For me, Martinelli's got to get game time, man. Do you know what? I think probably a year, 2 years ago, I would have put him above Saka and Smith Rowe at those times there. You know, I would have said
the guy.
He was the guy. He was the standout youngster. I know. Listen, he's had injury problems, and I understand that. But I think his agent was saying in the last international break that, you know, he's been fit for a long time. He cut short his holiday after the Olympics to come back, and he's not getting game time. And I think what we lack in our front line is speed, is dynamism, is ability to press from the front. They're all things that he has in his game. And this is why I'm saying tonight, you know, I don't know if Saka's available, but I think Martinelli deserves, you know, he deserves a chance, whether he starts or not, but he needs to start coming on. He should be one of the first substitutes because he's got that aggression. You know what I mean? Jurgen Klopp said he's one of the best youngsters he'd seen in years when he played against them.
See what I'm talking about, man. He's won Champions League in that.
I could see Martinelli go into another club and having a really, you know, big career. And that's my worry. This could be like a Gnabry part 2, where he ends up at a big club. So for me, Martinelli, man, he's got to find a way of integrating him. You know, he's a good player. He's got that hunger. He presses from the front. I think you can play him on the left. You can play him through the middle. Get him in the team. He hasn't been injured this season. You know, his agent said he's fit. Give him a chance, man. And I don't want to see him leave and end up at another club. So, yeah, I want to see Martinelli play.
And it's like the excuse, you know what? I do think fans go a bit OTT with he needs to play every week, every day. And I think everyone understands that. But like you said, for the way we're playing and stuff, his for me, the pressing is infectious. Like he could have helped against Palace. Aubameyang's pressing on his own. He's got a reason to want to play. I feel, especially when you're playing at home and your backs are against the wall and these things, these sort of players get the fans going and whatnot. Yeah. I think he needs to play. Do you agree with his body language is crap, rightly or wrongly? That P. Mather said.
Do you know, I haven't noticed it too much. I think it's probably frustration. It's probably frustration, man. The guys, you know what I mean? Like he's saying, they won the Olympics, you know, which in Brazil, I know they take the Olympics very seriously as well.
It's a proper thing, I mean? Yeah.
He's probably thinking, I've won the Olympics. I'm cutting short my holiday. I'm going back pre-season. I'm injury-free. These attacking players are not really thriving at the moment. Where's my opportunity, you know? Arteta keeps talking about him in press conferences. Oh, he needs to impress, this, that, the other. Just play the man. Stop talking about him, you know what I mean?
Like he wants him to buy him some chocolates or something and give it to him. Like, I don't know what he wants, fam. Like, I don't care about performing in training, fam. Like,
what does he want him to do, man? Just give the man a chance. So, like you said, I do think sometimes, you know, there's this feeling at Arsenal when you don't play like you're the saviour, that you're the world beater, you need to play every week. Now, I'm not saying that, but he needs to be involved a lot more than he is at the moment.
Where you at with Aubameyang now? Because I think personally, I was saying if he didn't put in a shift against Palace, then for me in this game against Villa, I can't lie, you can't play. And I think he did that. Like, I think obviously he got his goal. I think he pressed. I think he, like I said, he was a one-man army pressing. It was almost silly. It's no coincidence. Lacazette comes on. You see a bit of their partnership. They're looking a bit good. So it's like, where are you at with Aubameyang now? Is this because I know me and you still have our stocks in him and we're fighting until the end, but are we going to get back to the 20 league goals and them things there? We need it, man. We've been fighting for this guy so much.
You know what I mean? To be fair, Bitcoin's gone up, you know what I mean? The ball run back mid, so maybe Aubameyang's form can hit that ball run, you know? Listen, yeah, man, man's got stocks in Aubameyang FC, man. I'm
telling you. Can't stake him at all, fam.
But do you know what is? It's interesting with Oba. Like, I think he scored in the last 3 home games. He seems to play a lot better at home for some reason. Maybe he just vibes off the crowd and the energy and stuff. But I'm with you. After Tottenham game, I thought he was amazing in that game. And then he goes to Brighton and he couldn't control the ball. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, but then, against Palace, I thought he did well. He was one of our only outfield players that took any credit out of that game. Scored a good goal. Like you said, he's pressing by himself. No one's backing him. I just hope we can find some consistency. I think we've got to create more chances. I want to see him in the penalty area more. I don't want to see him running all over the place because you're just going to burn him out.
Facts.
But again, that's down to the attack and the style and the philosophy. So that's why I think somebody like a Martinelli could help because he brings that energy in there. And like you said, he would press with him. I think you've still got to stick with him. He's the captain. I still think he's our best striker. I do like Lacazette and him on the pitch at the same time. I do think there is a connection there. My problem with that is to play them both, he will play Aubameyang on the left. And I don't like Aubameyang on the left. I wish there was a way that we could play with two strikers, whether that's 3-5-2 or.
I was just about to ask you.
You know what I mean? But I would try it. I think you could play 3-5-2 and play with 3 centre backs and play 2 up front.
All right, let me ask you this. Obviously, that sets me up perfectly for the Aston Villa game. Where are you at with the Aston Villa game in terms of formation? And for me personally, like in my preview, I was flirting with 3 at the back because it gives us a bit more. I don't really believe in a 4-4-2 with this Arsenal team because of the midfielders. And I'm not really a fan. I think I'm personally over it now of the Aubameyang and Lacazette partnership. But based on the Villa game, I'm on it. Like, I'm a hypocrite. I don't want Aubameyang on the left, but if we're going into this game with 1 up front, I'm moving Aubameyang, bringing Lacazette in. Saka, if it probably gets there. But I've always also said I don't mind a 3-5-2, get them both up there, mainly because of what we spoke about with pressing at the pressing a one-man sort of thing. So where are you at with the Villa game in terms of formation and personnel?
I mean, I've always liked seeing a back 4, but you have to look at it sometimes and think Arteta's best time at the football club was playing 3 at the back.
The underdog thing, yeah.
We won the FA Cup playing 3 at the back.
Facts.
So I think Arsenal get a bit predictable sometimes. 4-2-3-1. You know what I mean? We'll probably have Smith Rowe on the left, Odegaard in the 10. I think teams, you've sometimes got to throw something out to
Mix it up, man. We don't eat the same meal all the time, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like chicken and rice, but I don't want it 7 days a week. You know
Trust
what I mean?
me, yeah, bro.
Throw a little something, spaghetti
give me some snap
bolognese.
or something sometime, man.
Do you know what I mean? Just mix it up, man. So I just think he needs to do something different, man. I have to admit, like, and I can't. I'm concerned about this Villa game. I'm concerned, and I know they've lost their last couple games, but you know, it's like Benteke. Oh, Benteke ain't scored in 7. He comes to the Emirates and scores. Like, Villa ain't won the last few. They probably look like world beaters today.
This is their springboard, isn't it?
Yeah, and they took 6 points off us last year. I know, obviously, they've lost Grealish, but they're still going to have that belief that they can do us. And Leon Bailey and Ings and Watkins, they got good. They're better than Palace, let's be honest. So,
distance, yeah.
Will
midfield as well, boy.
I think Arteta's going to have to make changes because the fact we played on Monday and play on Friday, I see he's talking about that in the press conference as if he's lining up that excuse if things go wrong.
What do you make of that, man, as well, Carl? For me, bro, like, come on, bro.
Not on it. You know what I mean? We was in Europe last year playing Thursday, Sunday. What's the difference? Like,
man played in Europe and playing on the weekend this week as well. Like, most people got 2 games this week.
You already know if we drop points, that's going to be in the press conference. You know, why did the FA give us a Friday night after Monday night? The players were tired. That's why we started so slow. You know what I mean?
Like you don't have a squad of 25.
Yeah, exactly. You just spent 150 mil, but listen, I can't see Arteta going to a back 3 tonight. It would shock me if he made that kind of change because he just doesn't seem like that kind of guy. I think he'll play 4 at the back. He might try and play Aubameyang and Lacazette just because I feel like Lacazette's backing him into a corner. Like he's coming
his way in the team, doesn't it?
He might have to play Lacazette up front and push Aubameyang on the left, especially if Saka's not fit as well. That enables him to, you know, fit other people in. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Aubameyang was on the left. But to me, and someone just put it in the comments there, I think you've actually got to bring El Neni into midfield to just give him some balance.
To be honest with you, it's always the one that isn't involved, as we said, but I can't argue against that, man. At least I'm just thinking of the partnership that went to Old Trafford. I don't really believe in it, but, you know, Lokonga's had 1-2 opportunities now, still not necessarily ready. You know, Odegaard hit and miss, Xhaka not about. You know, it's either Maitland-Niles or him, and at least with El Nene, he knows he's a dud. Like, he will just play that 5-yard pass, just sit there. Like, he knows he's a dud, Like, he knows he is. So it's like, he'll probably get ripped, but that's the territory we're in now. For me, you probably got to run that. I'd probably still persist with Lokonga and Partey for 1 more game. Smith Rowe in the 10, but I can't disagree. And this is the thing, like we're screaming El Nene, Xhaka, this dud, that dud. We're in a dangerous territory as a football club, relying on these guys. And he could be busting out in January as well, like, for AFCON or leaving permanently. So it's like, what's going on there? Like,
listen, like you said, when we're screaming for man that, let's be honest, are not even good enough to be at the football club. You know what I mean? If El Nene left in January, if Xhaka left, nobody is going to be frustrated. You know what I mean? And yet we're bawling for these men to come back in the team. That's how desperate this guy's making me. You know what I mean? Calling for El Nene to get.
Well, man had me thinking about, it wasn't too bad under Emery, you know. Like I had me wanting it back. I can't lie. I was in the watch along. I was like, Emery weren't that bad, you know. We were scoring goals. It was coming back from behind. You know, he say he had Lichtsteiner and them sort of guys. I was starting to give Emery a lot of flowers. I was like, boy,
bro, I've done this, bro. When Emery left, I was like, he's got to go. He's lost the dressing room. We're conceding 25 shots. You know what I mean? We've just signed Pepe, all these man, you know, we're going backwards. The communication's gone. I'm sitting here 18 months later going, won't mind Emery as manager, you know. I'm like, yo, Aubameyang won the Golden Boot. Lacazette won Player of the Year.
He got Europa League. It's an us problem, like.
Yo, man, it's bad, but that's what happens, man. But no, listen, I think Emery was right to go. I do think he'd lost the dressing room. But equally, you know, is this the right manager either? I would say probably not, but I don't know. I mean, how long are they going to stick with him? What are the aims for the season? When you're director of football, he's having to do an interview to justify the transfers. That tells you that they kind of know they've done something wrong. Do you know what I mean? The man had to get Jeff Shreves for an hour and say, this is why we signed those players. You know, deep down.
As well.
Yeah, he know. And Jeff Shreves was hammering him as well. Like,
big up Shreves, man, because he was on to him. It weren't no poppy show thing. Like,
nah, Shreves, he ripped him apart, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's a mad one. It's sad because, you know, we play Villa at home tonight. We're Arsenal, you know, and I'm sitting here like, I'm nervous. I don't know if we're going to beat them. You know, I predicted a draw in the preview, and I'm like, why am I predicting a draw against Villa? They just lost to Wolves. Like, they've got no Grealish, but I don't know how we beat these teams. I don't know how we score 2 or 3 goals. Like, we're on -5 goal difference.
Man are saying 2 or 3 goals, bro. I don't know how we score 1 goal, because for me, our goals are accidental, fam. Like the goal against Palace is looking scruffy. Norwich is scruffy. Spurs, I give you credit. Couldn't see how we scored against Brighton and we didn't score. It's mad accidental, bro. And for me, I look at listen, I don't want to overpraise Vieira, but a lot of what Vieira was as a player, you can see it in his team already, and specifically in that midfield. Going against Villa now, you already know about John McGinn. You know, Buendia's not really done a thing in the league. Would it be a surprise? This is the game against a team that wanted him. He does a madness. Douglas Luiz, I think we lose that midfield battle. And it's like you said, I don't see how we score goals. I don't see how we keep a clean sheet. I don't know how we manage the game. It's just, it's very naive. I mean, should there be more pressure on Arteta then? Should there?
Oh, all day long. I say this to people all the time. I say, you can't. A lot of people, they speak about Arsenal as this high and mighty, which I respect that. You know, the history, the fan base, all of it says that. You can't on one hand say we are the Arsenal, we're this institution of English football, but then look at what Mikel Arteta's doing and accept that. You can't. I don't know an Arsenal fan that can look at this Arsenal team and say, I'm happy with what I'm seeing at the moment. You know, it's boring to watch. I got to be honest.
Inspiring, bro. That's the minimum. It's got to be inspiring. You've got to want to get behind it as a fan, bro. And I can't get behind it.
I can't get behind it. It's disappointing to watch. You know, over the years, listen, we might have been spoiled over the years because we've seen entertaining Arsenal for a long time.
Champagne football, yeah.
You know what I mean? Some champagne right now, watching some Lambrini football. You know what I'm saying? This stuff will give you a headache. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're watching some mad football. It's disjointed. You know what I mean? The man's, I'm telling you, man, like, I don't know. When I watch the games, I'm like, bro, that was hard to watch. Like,
hard, bro.
Man are saying WKD and that, you know what I mean?
He's right. He's right. And that probably licks off Arteta's head back because we're being duds as well, fam. Like, you know I mean? Give that man a shandy, man. He's not ready, fam.
Bro, I look at it and I think you played under Wenger, you coached under Pep, and this is what you're producing on the pitch.
The man's got David Moyes pictures on his wall. And to be fair to David Moyes, he's even bopping it for West Ham. So it must be something.
Moyes is bopping it, bro. Every week I see Arsenal play against a man. I'm like, Yo, Thomas Frank bopped us. You know, Tuchel and Pep, that's a given anyway. They're going to bop. Then Graham Potter bops us. Then Vieira's bopping us. You know what I'm saying? Apart from Tottenham, where we actually...
They got Nuno, so it's a given sort of thing
it's a
at
given.
times. Yeah.
Every manager's bopped Arteta this season. And would you be surprised if Dean Smith bops him? He bopped him twice last year. Like,
not at all, fam. Would you say he's the worst manager in the league? I have to, man, because people ask me this all the time. There's him, there's Ollie. Bruce is gone now. You can't draw him out again. Like
that question there, because I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm looking at Norwich. All right, they're bottom of the league, but I don't think Arteta would get Norwich promoted.
Yeah. And I don't think he play better football. Like, at least they it's stupidity because they might go down, but at least he bops it. I know many people will say Ollie, but Ollie got their man to a final and got United second, bro. Like, even though I'm probably painting it a lot, but he done a thing over a longer duration, and obviously he ain't won a cup like Arteta. But boy, I don't know. They might be bottom two still with everything considered.
He's in the relegation zone. That's where. See, everyone hammers Ollie, and I agree. Ollie's a problem, but at least Ollie's got vibes at United. You know what I'm saying? At least they're a vibrant. If you got a season ticket at Old Trafford, you're gonna have an exciting season. You're gonna have games where they're probably going mad, and they'll have games where they have them epic comebacks.
Literally,
you give Arteta that bit of credit that he won the FA Cup and Ollie hasn't won anything, so I understand that. And Ollie's got a way better team, but Arteta he's one of the worst, man. I can't lie. He's one of the he ain't going to Burnley and keeping them up. You know, Sean Dyche doing better.
Boy, even that dicey.
I can't think of many managers that he's better than. You've stitched me up with his question.
I had to, because it's nice to ask someone else it, because I was trying. They like the fans they made me list it in it, and I was listing them, and then obviously to be a manager, there's more than one factor just by the club. Yeah. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, cool. This man might be managing a club that's worse than us, but I like his principles. I can't really see that in thingy in comparison to Arteta. I was gonna say to you, what would you say is the worst sort of component of Arteta as a manager then? Because people could say, well, I don't know, with a Jose, it's how his relationships with the players are. What would you say? What would your one be for Arteta?
I mean, let's see, I got two things in my head. Number one, I'm thinking the tactics, because to me, your tactics are only good if the team can carry those tactics out. You can have all the ideas in the world. If the team can't implement them, it's a waste of time.
You're in trouble.
You've wasted a week on the training ground. And the other one is man management, because this brother here, fam, I'm telling you, this guy to me, he don't look like a manager that you would want to play for. I'm sorry. Just I could have him totally wrong. But the vibe he gives me, I'm just like, yo, man, nah. Them players don't look like they're running through brick walls for it. Do you know what I'm saying?
He hasn't lost them, but they're not trying to overperform for Donny yet.
Yeah. There's just no vibe there. Man saying Ollie would have you relegated with Xhaka and Ben White in midfield.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, but at least with Ollie, we might have some 10-minute spells where we play good football, we scumbag our way up the table. With Arteta, the thing I hate about Arteta is, like, I think he can plan for a big game. He can plan for a big game and things like that. Kind of what you're saying. I just feel like in a boxing match, you could style for a fighter all the time, but if he does something unorthodox, you're pissed. And I think Arteta's like that. And I just feel there's been too many times where it's like, it doesn't matter how much your knowledge of football is. It's like, as an Arsenal fan, and you see it because you definitely see it because you're on the watch along, we could all see something before it happens, and he don't. Like, you could see against Chelsea, Marie is drowning right now. You could see against Palace, that high line and that counter attack, they're gonna score. It's almost like you can see when people are banging on the door. And my biggest thing with Arteta, it just feels like any manager with half a decent bit of competency, even if it's going our way in the game, they can change it. I've seen Slavia Prague, Olympiacos, fucking every week in the Prem 9 times out of 10. They can just twang in. Brendan Rodgers at home last year, because I actually feel we was all over Leicester in the first half at the Emirates, and he tweaked 1-2 things and we struggle. I don't see, like, and in fact, I don't know what it is, because it's like, you as a midfielder, you ain't locked down the midfield. I do think there's been an overemphasis or a mad emphasis on defending. Regardless of what stats said for clean sheets last year, we're not a good defensive team.
No,
I don't know how you fail not to attack, bro. Like, sure, for me, am I being ignorant? Surely you've got to try really hard not to excel in an attacking sense with Pepe, Xhaka, Aubameyang, Martinelli, all of these guys. I'm not saying it's the best, but we shouldn't be sitting in this where we're saying we attack down one side. It's all rigid. It's predictable. We don't score goals. Like you said, -5, bro.
Bro, it's crazy. And P Mav's got it there. With him, there's no plan B. It's like he sets up, this is how we're going to play. And when the team we're playing against does something different, it's like he doesn't react to it. He can't change. It's like we're just going to give it to Tierney and cross it for the whole game. That's it. That's all I'm seeing.
At the end.
You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, that's one thing I did used to praise Emery for, because a lot of the times you'd be at the Emirates, half time, man are getting dragged off. We got to do something else. With Arteta, I'm like, come on, change it. Martinelli, do something. You're just waiting. It's like he strikes me as one of them people that, like, he's so stubborn that his plan has to work. He will kind of lose rather than change it and admit he was wrong.
Change something else, yeah.
Yeah, like he's being asked him, and like he's saying here, Partey in the press conference, they're asking him the question, and it's almost like a joke to him, like, and he's answering it like, well, he was
keep going in that, innit?
Yeah, he was a bit closer in the last game, bro. Like, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? He started off putting them over the roof. Now he's hitting the top end.
Now he's knocking out fans, and that season ticket holders losing their front teeth and that. Like,
you know what I mean? He was hitting the pigeons. Now you're hitting old people on the back row.
Yeah, like, boy. Someone's all got Alzheimer's because of you now, bruv. You lost. They forgot their name and that. Like, what's going on?
Yo, do you know the one thing I don't get with Arteta, and this baffles me with some Arsenal fans, not all. Some Arsenal fans defend him almost more than the club. It's like there's so much of an Arteta fan. It's like, no, we're Arteta over the club. I'm like, I don't understand that. Even if you love Arteta, that's fine. But if you can see things going wrong, just admit it's going wrong. Innit? Bro, I made videos at the start of the transfer window saying I don't want Aaron Ramsdale.
Same.
They're there. I didn't delete them. You can go and click on them now. I'm there saying I don't want him. 30 million, not good enough. Look at him now. At the moment, he looks brilliant. I'll be the first one to hold my hands up and say,
all you can do is to hold your hands up, bro. I got it wrong. You proved people wrong. Like, the simple as that.
Saw him at Sheffield United making mistakes. Didn't think he was good enough. He's come in. You know what? He surprised me. Hold my hands up. Got it wrong. Brilliant. And it's to the benefit of the club, so I don't mind that. But man, I'm so invested in saying Arteta's the man. You know, they're calling him the new Wenger. He's a genius. He's Pep. He's this, that, the other. And when he's failing, they won't put their hands up and say, actually, you know what? This guy's not the right manager for the club. That's all I want man to say. But listen, we're stuck with him at the moment. He's not going anywhere. Unless we end up in like the bottom, bottom 10. Well, we are, in fact, in the bottom 10.
Yeah. We're in a mess. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a question, bro. Like, at what point does the trigger get pulled? Because I don't know, because you've survived November. At this moment in time, as much as I feel there is pressure, the points haven't been the worst in the last couple of games. And like I said, if you can survive November, the start of the year, without all the things off the field that happen, when is the trigger? And it's like, if I don't know the goals of this season, what is the trigger? I do think if you keep playing like you did against Palace, fans that are paying to be at games and whatever, they're not going to take it. But it's like, at what point does he get clipped? Because surely he has even more time, because he got time when we failed at the start. Yeah. He's been given time now because they've said, wait till everybody's fit and the whole squad. And there was a sort of uptake in performance. So at what point did they say, this is it? Because me and you at the start of the season, I think we said, if Arteta keeps messing about this sort of period that we're into the closing of the year, it's not nice. Yeah.
I think probably around December. And the only reason I say that is because before these games that we've had going into international break, it's actually not a bad run. And we haven't taken advantage of it. I would have looked at Palace and even Brighton, Palace and Villa. I would have been saying we got to get wins out of that. Do you know what I mean? A couple of wins at least. If we don't beat Villa tonight, our following game is Leicester away. That's a way harder game than these games. I think after the international break, we play Liverpool, Man United and Everton and Newcastle, I think, are our next 4 after the international break.
Easy games, bro. If I share the screen.
Yeah, share the screen. Yeah, there you go. So if we don't get wins in these next few games, that one, there you go. After the international break, we've got Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, then Man United away, and then Everton away. I mean, maybe Newcastle at home.
The bulky one as well, blood.
I'm telling you, that could be a mess. If he don't get points out of these next few games, that run's going to be difficult. You know what I mean? So
Can't lie, bro. You see, I think you're spot on. December, November, October. This from now to December, bro. Wolves at home. Carrow Road is away is Buki. I think if we played Norwich at the first game of the season at Carrow Road, we lose. Ellen Road is mad. West Ham are in form. Southampton's a bit of a bogey team. Disgraced ourselves at Goodison Park. Don't win at Old Trafford too much. Newcastle resurgence possibly, bro. Anfield's a write-off. Watford, them man, they are Buki. You never know what's gonna happen with them games. Boy, I don't know. Leicester away, we won there last year. Boy, I don't know. I don't know what happens with Villa. So you're spot on, bro. Oh my God, it's sticky, bro. Let me ask you one last question before I let you get out of it. I had it on the screen. It's about Smith Rowe. Now, obviously, your opinions on Saka so far this season as well. But do you think the 10 shirt is too heavy for Smith Rowe?
Do you know what? I don't, because I don't think the 10 holds the same relevance anymore at this football club. You know, I think we watered down that number 10 a long time ago. Let's be honest. We started giving that shirt to Gallas, and you know what I mean? It kind of became a bit of a joke. If we were what we were back then, I would have said, yo, this guy can't hold 10. Are you mad? Like, Bergkamp's just come out of it. He can't take that. But these numbers don't mean too much no more at Arsenal, unfortunately. You know, maybe some of us fans who we've got them kind of older,
remembering that, innit?
Yeah, to me, seeing a youngster in the number 10's wild. Like, you got to earn the 10. But
10 months in the first team and he grabbed it.
Do you know what I'm saying? And he probably said that as part of his contract. If I sign, I want that 10, and they just see, I'll take it. You know what I mean? So to me, to you, to some older fans possibly, I don't like seeing a youngster wear number 10. But the way the game is known, the way the game is nowadays, man, they can get that after half a season. You know, if he performs, if it inspires him and motivates him, then it's good. But if he doesn't perform, then people are going to throw it at him. So yeah, to me, it's the modern game, and it's changed now.
Like you said, too much too soon, man. Obviously, Curtis, let them, obviously, people, as you lot can see on screen, sub to Curtis, journey to 50k plus. Obviously, the link's been provided. You can see the man does everything, watch alongs, Arsenal business, everything. I can't imagine you don't know about him, because he's always here and he has been here, but subscribe to him. What you got coming today, man? I'm pretty sure you must be going live at 2, and then I know you got the watch along probably. Let them know, man.
Yeah. 2:30 actually. I'm going live. Just a quick little preview of the game. I haven't even listed it yet. I just got to list it quickly now. So I'll be live at 2:30. Little preview, and then tonight, mate. Do you know what? Them midweek games, I call them stress-free watch-alongs. These Arsenal ones, I call these stress-alongs, mate, because it's nothing but stress. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but stress when you watch Arsenal.
Along, fam. I might start using that one, like, because it is. Fam. I'm shook today.
Please don't ruin the week. It's Friday. It's Friday. We're not even used to watching Arsenal on a Friday. Don't ruin our weekend. I don't want to be doing Arsenal therapy tomorrow because you've. I'm
looking forward to that. Well, not too much, but I'm looking forward to it, fam. Because I know what time it is. I know it's peak for us tonight. Still,
I feel like a robot, brother. I'm just repeating myself. Like you said, every game, I'm like, Arteta didn't make the subs early. You know, we're lopsided. No shots. It's mad. He's got to change something tonight. He's got to, get a Lacazette in the team, get Pepe on the left, get Martinelli, and do something, please. Just do something different.
Just a reaction, fam, because for me, not too many of them went off to play for their international teams, and I can't understand how we've had that period. We've come back, it sounds cliche and it's almost a bit cringy, but it's 2 cup finals. We know what we're going into. You got to earn the right to play. Even though Arsenal aren't the team they used to be, the gap between the bigger teams and the smaller teams clearly are getting closer. We're seeing teams drum the bigger teams every week, and it's like Arteta and Arsenal's players, they don't know this, they don't understand this, and I think the minimum is turning up. We can't have one player out of the 11 or 2 guys on it, or this guy's on it for 10 minutes, or this guy gets injured and we've all fallen off. One thing that annoys me about Arsenal, it's almost like we're relying, like with Lacazette, typically Martinelli has been the Haaland boys. We're relying on someone else to be the deciders, and then we can all get behind it. No one wants to stand up consistently to be counted, man. So we'll have to see what go on in that regards, people,
man. Yeah, let's see. Let's hope, man. Let's hope. Surely they got to give us a performance somewhere, man.
I'm not holding my breath, bro. I'm just gonna do the watch along thing. Whatever happens. I'll check your one as well. Whatever happens, and then we're out, people, man. Really and truly. But yeah, on that note, Curtis, it's been lovely to be here. Have you here as well. Get back on your show whenever you have me. Hope you'll come back as well. Yeah, let me know. We'll do that. And then, yeah, man, you know, final thing, I'd say prediction. I'm going to go with 2-1 Arsenal. What are you going with?
Do you know what? I've predicted 1-1 on my previous, so I've got to stick by it. Listen, I hope every Arsenal fan hope of me says we're going to win the game, but the Crystal Palace game is still in my head. I just don't know how we did. And I think Villa are better than Palace. So
this is the thing.
When Leon Bailey starts running and Ings is moving, I don't know.
You're ruining my day already, bro. It's 10 to 1. I'm just gonna deal with it when we get to 7 p.m. and shit, man. I'm just gonna park it off, bro. Just enjoy football and whatnot, man.
Bro, just enjoy your day. You know what I mean? Play some Football Manager.
Literally, bro. What do you think I'm doing at 2 o'clock, bro? Just escaping, fam. Just escaping from this, fam. Like I can't do this no more. Like I keep it composed, but it kills me, fam.
I watch some of them streams, you know, it's good content, man. Big up to you, you know, going over to Twitch and doing different content. Because
they're calling me Supermalt Social, blood. Like
Supermalt.
them man rattle me, bro. They planting this Supermalt that. You should play FM still, bro. No matter what, you should play FM as well, bro. Like the new one's out today. Beta thing.
Is it out today? Yeah,
the beta's out. So literally, I'm gonna go buy that now, and then we'll play it with these lot at fucking 2 p.m. fam, and then probably get rattled a bit more.
I'm telling you, but big up to you, man. You know what I mean? I see you nearly at 42k. Hopefully, you get to 50k ASAP, and just
by God's grace, man. I'm getting a lot of dislikers on my channel now. I think Harry's getting them as well, bro. Man is waking up to before I've even talking. I'm seeing 20, 30 dislikes. I'm like, what is going on, fam?
Yeah, like, I've been getting it. I think somebody said to me, it's like a bot or something, some dislike bot. If you
it must be, fam.
Search it on YouTube, because I'm putting out the stream, and within 5 minutes I'm seeing 20 dislikes. I'm like, bro, come on, something's going mad here. You know
what I'm saying? It's like you can't hate man that much that I haven't even spoken. Like, and I know say it's not. And the thing is, haters don't last, because I'm sure you get on your channel as well. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of people who press the like button. It's a small minority of people who are spamming. I mean, if someone hits the dislike button for me, legitly, what can I tell you? You don't like it. But when you're doing the Mazza, look, man are saying the rumor is attacking bots, slandering Arteta. I mean, Arteta, that's Arteta. If Arteta's funding that, bro, start effing managing the club, and we'll leave you alone, bro.
You know what I mean?
Okay, no, bro.
It's crazy, bro. We just keep doing that thing. Don't worry about them anyway.
You get me? There's nothing else in that regards, bro. The haters never gonna win. Clean hearts win in the end. As I said, people, make sure you follow and subscribe to Curtis Shaw on YouTube. Please hit me up on Twitch and YouTube. We've both probably got live streams. I'm gonna be doing Arsenal versus Villa live stream at 7 p.m. What time are you going for your watch along?
No, I'm going a bit later, about 7:20, I think, something like that.
Exactly. So pick one to watch, or if not, pick one to watch and then mute the other one, so that, you know, it's all cushy, people. And then, yeah, man, we'll hit you up. I'm sure, you know, me and Curtis, you know, either way, you'll see a lot of content between the both of us and on individual channels. So, yeah, you lot stay safe. You know, Curtis said he's online at 2:30. Head over to his YouTube channel, open up a tab and prepare yourself in it, because I'm sure he's got a lot of interesting talking points. I know I'll be listening, but we're going to love and leave you lot and get out of here, man. Peace, people.
Bless.
There's always just that